Have you given any more thought to making an announcement?
Oh, there's no need to, really. No real hurry.
Well, there are already rumors around that we're very close to solving the transplant rejection problem. I've had people ask me for the name of the drug we're developing to counteract rejection.
Oh, don't let that bother you.
Then, of course, Breckman and his group might beat us to it.
Oh, so that's the real problem, huh? Who gets the credit?
No, I just think we've done enough testing, that's all.
Listen, I'd like nothing better than for you to go in and give the real operation now. But I do think we need further tests.
Well, if you say we must wait, we'll wait.
Doctor, your room is ready.
What room?
He was just brought in. Severe chest pains.
Why didn't you tell me?
I'm taking my own blood pressure. It's normal now. Besides...
Now, just a moment. As far as your condition is concerned, I'll be the doctor. You've been postponing this valve operation for weeks.
All right, no more arguments. Set up the operation room.
All right, he's all yours. Good.
Over here.
Who's the victim?
Name is Sharon Martin, a nurse at the hospital.
Postponed? Why? Sharon? No. No, I haven't heard that. They found her dead. Oh, no. Where? Well, what happened? Do they have any idea who did it?
We don't know yet.
Just a minute. Who are you?
Lieutenant Columbo, police.
Oh. Alex, I'll talk to you later.
Sorry. Excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I have so much trouble trying to find my way around hospitals. You know, there are so many wings. There's the north wing and the south wing and the east wing. No sleep last night. It's very hard for me to think. What'd you say?
I say, what is it you want?
Oh, I'm looking for Dr. Mayfield.
I'm Dr. Mayfield.
Oh, well, I'm very pleased to meet you. Terrible thing. Young girl like that.
She was my nurse, you know. Yeah. What was it, robbery?
We're not sure of anything yet. Well, when I came in, you see, you were getting the news of your nurse's death on the phone. I could see you were terribly upset. But while you were on the phone, you reset your desk clock.
Well, I failed to see the virtue in that.
Oh, you're too modest, Doc. No, most people, they'd be in such a state of shock, they'd never be able to split their concentration like that. The way you did, setting your clock there.
Well, it must have been a purely reflexive reaction. I really don't remember doing it.
We went to Miss Martin's apartment, as I told you, was not only torn up, but we found 2 bottles of morphine. They were hidden there in the bathroom under the wash basin.
What do you make of it?
Looks like someone knew she had drugs and wanted them pretty bad.
Lieutenant, Sharon was one of the most devoted nurses I ever knew. Are you inferring that she was mixed up in drugs in some way?
I know what you mean. I'm finding it hard to believe that her murder had anything to do with drugs. I mean, you have those glove prints on a murder weapon, and I'll tell you, the more I speak to people around here, people like yourself, the more I find it hard to believe that she's the type of woman to get involved in that kind of thing at all.
What about the evidence? Those bottles in her apartment.
That looks funny, then. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. The only answer I can come up with is that maybe somebody put them there to make it look like that's why she was killed. Yes, I see. It's very impressive.
Oh, he's got wonderful hands.
Do you think that you could just talk about this suture, just sort of describe it in so many words?
Oh, sure. Well, in this operation, they're using dissolving suture as opposed to the permanent kind.
I see. Permanent.
Yeah, suture you use when you want something to stay permanently.
Oh, there are different kinds than permanent?
Yeah, dissolving kind. Of course, it's a different color and a different texture.
Dissolving.
Yeah, it's made to hold for a few days and then it just dissolves away.
You mean it just goes away into nothing?
Yeah, in a few days or when the wound heals or when its use is over.
Is there any time in a heart valve operation that you shouldn't use dissolving sutures?
We should never use it in a heart valve. You see, when the suture dissolves, then the valve would separate.
What was that?
When the suture would dissolve, why that the valve would separate.
I see. And how long after the operation would it take for the valve to separate?
Oh, normally a couple of weeks, but in the case of a heart valve job, why, the pressure would make the suture give way in a matter of days.
I see. Matter of days.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said?
Yes. Matter of days.
Thank you.
Sure.
But you know, I'll bet somebody could take some dye or something and color one to make it look like the other. I mean, you could fix it up so that no one would know the difference.
That would be murder, wouldn't it, Lieutenant?
Yes, it certainly would, sure. Because that would explain why Miss Martin was so bothered after the operation, and it would explain why she wanted to see the chemist at the company that made this suture. That's murder. That certainly is, no question about it. What's so funny?
Excuse me, Lieutenant. I had to play it as though you were serious. You don't really believe all those foolish things you say, do you?
I believe you killed Sharon Martin, and I believe you're trying to kill Dr. Heidemann.
Lieutenant Columbo, you're remarkable. You have intelligence. You have perception. You have great tenacity. You've got everything except proof.
I want you to take good care of Dr. Heidemann, because if he dies, we're going to have an autopsy, aren't we? I mean, we're going to have to know whether a heart attack killed him or whether it was just dissolving suture.
Clamp. All right, he's all yours. Now, take it slow. Be careful. All right.
Please pardon the interruption. I'm Lieutenant Columbo, police. Some of these gentlemen are doctors. I know this is unorthodox, but we do have a search warrant. Just bear with us for a moment. Be sure to check out everything, the attendants, everything on this table, and the patient, too. You better get him to the recovery room.
Lieutenant, what is this little drama all about?
You just replaced a valve on Dr. Heidemann, is that right?
That's correct.
Then you had to replace the sutures. I think our lab should take a look at those old sutures.
I don't have to stand for this.
I'm sorry, Doctor. You can't leave just yet.
I've never seen anything like this in my life. In the middle of a surgical area? I suppose you realize that your superiors will be hearing from the Board of Medicine.
This will just take a moment. You'll have to be searched. Flores?
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
Anything, Doctor?
Oh, nothing. Thank you, Miss Morgan.
What about it, Doctor?
I kept watch as you asked, Lieutenant. It wasn't a false move. You didn't leave the sutures you're looking for in the patient. I just checked out the tray. They all look like permanent, acceptable sutures to me.
Maybe I've been at this job too long. Okay. You win. You're finally rid of me.
You'll be all right, Lieutenant. I'm sure you'll find others to harass.
So long, Doctor. You know, in a way, I have to congratulate you. Up until now, you really had me going. I mean, here you are, you're a surgeon, a man that's gotta be cool. Even when you're angry, you're controlled. You never lose yourself. That's why it struck me funny when you blew up in the operating room and you grabbed me and pushed me. I mean, you know, there was only one thing we didn't search. You know what it was? It was me. Just one more thing.